news. It's the same news, really. They just saying the same thing over and over again.
What we're talking about?
That's the news, the media. They kind of saying the same
I know
stuff.
The Viewers today talked about what we talked about yesterday. They are so behind.
So then we ahead.
I guess too, when things happen later in the day,
right,
they can't get the news for themselves.
Right. So then we're ahead.
Yeah, because they talked about that same incident in New York about Prince Harry. What is his name?
Oh, about them being chased?
Yeah.
Okay.
And they all made the same comment about, you really can't be chased in New York.
Everybody said that.
Mm-hmm. And they probably said,
not a high speed chase.
The people that take the statements for them or speak for them, they didn't speak right. They kind of they blew it up by saying we were chased. Maybe they felt they were, but the person could have worded it better.
Well, on the Breakfast Club today, Charlamagne the God and DJ Envy said that that cars were being hit, parked cars though.
So it was a chase.
The paparazzis was hitting parked cars.
They didn't say all that.
Yeah, that's what he said.
They talked to the cab guy. Of course, we saw the mayor make his comment. And it was somebody else they got information from, and they were saying it wasn't all that.
Oh, okay. You know what? The bottom line is
how the story changes.
The bottom line is whether it was a high speed chase or not. The fact that his mom died in a car,
that just scared him
from paparazzi. You know what I'm saying? I told you they could be stuck in traffic and the guy could be shooting like this. Mm-hmm. And that could drive him crazy because that's how his mom passed away.
That situation.
Yeah. So, you know, people can't stand them.
I don't know why. They okay.
Well, Megan, remember we said she kind of annoying though. Remember we was talking about annoying wives yesterday?
You think she
Gabrielle?
You put her in that category?
Megan fits the Gabrielle.
She ain't done anything. She's just telling her story.
No, but she fits that annoying but you know
wife. What? A side of me kind of like on the other side, because I get what you're saying. Right. A lot of times we're quick to go, yeah, you're right. She kind of on our nerves now.
Yeah.
But the other side of that, we all kind of told her, like, we're all thinking, what you expect? You biracial.
Exactly.
In the King's Court. Come on now.
They're gonna be messing with you.
Yeah.
All right, so another idiot, I guess. I guess none of them are idiots, but this one is.
Where apparently they must be okay with this woman being a part of as a representative.
Marjorie Taylor Greene's confrontation with Jamal Bowman. Here's what happened. This lady, she goes off on this black congressman, right? Mm-hmm. It says Representative Marjorie Taylor Greene, Republican from Georgia. I know y'all love that y'all have her. Slammed progressive rep Jamal Bowman, Democrat in New York, in a press conference Thursday morning, accusing Bowman of calling her a white supremacist. Then she went on to say, comparing the label, calling me a white supremacist is like calling a black person the N-word.
Remember, she made a comment about the Holocaust, and she made a comment about Jews, something negative about the Jews. So I really wouldn't be surprised if she would make this comment. She's really out there.
Let me just say this, because I know
who is she representing in Georgia?
There are some white people who are ignorant to it, I guess. And maybe she's one of them. Marjorie's ignorant to a lot of stuff. Mm-hmm. Black people were called the N-word while they were being dragged out of their homes, mm-hmm. while their cities were being burned down, mm-hmm. while their homes were being burned down, while they were walking down the street and the N-word was thrown at them. Mm-hmm. Who walks down the street and somebody yells out the car,
"You white supremacist"?
You white supremacist.
I can see.
Is she an idiot?
Yeah. Can we already know?
Yeah, she is.
She would get a little bit of a pass if she said can I say the CRA?
Don't say the word. Just what is it?
I can't say the word.
The things you eat that make your mouth dry.
Yeah, with soup. The word that what's his name would say on the Jeffersons.
Right.
If she said
that's still not the same.
No.
Oh, okay.
The point I'm making, mm-hmm. she's a little bit closer because it's a negative word that we say on that about their race.
Okay,
but
you know where that word came from, right?
The N-word.
But you know where that word came from, right?
Mm-mm.
back in the South, in the woods, when the KKK would come, you could hear the black people say you could hear the crackling of the grass. Mm-hmm. That's where that word came from. Mm-hmm. So even that word derived from you doing something you're not supposed to be doing to black people.
But you know what? That was a learning moment. He should have said what I was saying yesterday when I was told you that my friend said
the N-word.
Call it
he should have called her N-word. Yeah.
Now, Marjorie, we're the same. If we're called a color in front of it, then you're being specific to that race.
The video of Wednesday's incident does not show Bowman, who is black, calling Greene a white supremacist. The confrontation on the steps of the Capitol building Wednesday started during an interview with Representative George Santos. Of course, he's involved. The indicted first-term representative facing calls to step down. During the interview, Bowman started yelling at Santos from across the steps to resign, saying New Yorkers need better and you've got to kick him out. Nothing wrong said there. Mm-hmm. I don't see anything wrong that he said.
Yeah.
Greene, in response, turned to the reporters chanting, "Impeach Biden," and telling Bowman to close the U.S.-Mexico border and save the country. Before the confrontation so she wants the border closed. Mm-hmm. She don't even want you to be able to come in for anything. Like, even if you got papers. Mm-hmm. She wanted closed.
Nobody in. And save the country.
Mm-hmm. Before the confrontation was broken up by Representative Alejandra. Here's another one. Oh, everybody on the steps that day was crazy. Mm-hmm. AOC was there. Who told Bowman she ain't worth it. I can see, this is so ghetto, isn't it?
Aren't they?
These are congressmen
representing the different states that they're in, cities, but they're representing us. They represent us. Is us thinking this way? Is us okay with this?
So this is what happened. They're on the steps, and Santos is talking, and then the black guy, he's wrong too. Congressman, the black guy, yelling, get rid of him, get him out of here. Why is he talking? What does he care? He's a Democrat. Why does he care about who they have as a Republican? You would think he would want them to stay there. He makes them look bad. Why is he telling the Republicans to get him out of there?
Okay.
Leave him alone. Let the Republicans deal with their mess. But anyway, he want to get involved, black man. Well, you know, if you on the steps, crazy Marjorie gonna say something back to you. Impeach Biden. So now we got these two back and forth idiots yelling back and forth. And then AOC, who always wants to jump in. She ain't worth it, Miss Silly. She ain't worth it.
Don't go for it.
She ain't worth it, Miss Silly.
Bring you down.
I sat in that jail.
Almost rotten.
On rotten.
Got to rock back and forth.
Rotten by rotten. And sat in that jail.
When I see you.
Don't trade places
when
with
I
me,
see you, Miss Silly.
When I see you, I knew there was a God. So AOC doing her Color Purple impersonation. It ain't worth it, Bowman. It ain't worth it.
And she right, though. It's not.
And look what happened. They both get into a confrontation. You called me a white supremacist. That's the same as saying the N-word.
Go ahead and say it. Go on and say the N-word. Go on, Marjorie. Go on, Marjorie. Come on, like Whoopi said yesterday. If you say it's like the same one, I would. If I was him, I'd say you white supremacist.
Right. You know what?
You
right.
a white supremacist.
You know what?
Come on back at me. Come on. What
you know what he should have said?
What you gonna say?
He should have said, "You're absolutely correct." Go ahead and say the N-word right now.
Call me one now.
Call me the N-word. Go ahead, Marjorie.
I'll tell you what, that's when they'll sit that white woman down. They'll say, I had enough.
Watch out. Yeah, right. Go ahead.
Enough is enough. I can't go on. I'm like, yes. White people don't think like Whoopi did. When Whoopi gave us, she set the tone yesterday. She said, go on and say it.
It says, Greene also told reporters she had to have so much security there was not enough, and that she was swarmed during the interaction with Bowman. Well, you know, that's a big black man. So Karen, at this point, she probably started crying. Wednesday night, though video footage shows Greene approach Bowman and neither appeared to be in physical danger.
Thank you.
So she's a Karen too.
Yes, she is. Doing what the dude did in Florida. Stand your ground. You coming at him doing this. But boy, if he would have thought quick on his feet, you say it's the same as the N-word. Go on and call me one then, because I'm calling you a white supremacist. How dare you? Well, you N-word. People be like, oh my God, no, she didn't just call that man a...
It says here, Bowman also compared Greene's comments to the accusations against Mike Brown and Emmett Till, saying it was the same reason they were killed. I agree. For you to be screaming you needed security, and then the video showed you didn't need security, and you was approaching him.
You did a
Now, what if they would have come and said, oh, they're going to jump on him?
They would have believed her as a white woman.
And he's absolutely right.
Big black man threatened me.
And he's right. That's the same thing that got Emmett Till killed.
Thank you. He got that one right. And a lot of people still angry
he should have listened to AOC. It ain't working.
It ain't working.
It ain't working.
It ain't working, Bowman.
It ain't.
Leave her alone, Bowman.
Leave her alone,
You may
Bowman.
lose your job.
Remember that black congresswoman almost got in a fight with her?
Who?
And her door. It's so ghetto. Black congresswoman was
somebody to take her in the alley
in her office. They next door to each other, and the black congresswoman, y'all remember that? She asked to be moved because she didn't want to be in an office next to that dingbat. And so Marjorie was doing stuff to taunting them, yeah. And they got in an argument or a match, and I almost was fighting. And it's like, y'all. It ain't worth it. That's what AOC said.
Are people like? Would they be surprised if they find out she don't turn up in the meetings anymore? Remember when Biden said he was going to take Trump out in the alley or something
and beat him up behind the
people
thing.
are probably thinking that with Marjorie.
There is a part of me that wants somebody to be ghetto and push her
and knock her down.
Yeah, but
I wish
you'll
they
be ghetto if you
challenge her on her level though. You don't even have to get physical.
Yeah.
If Bowman would have said, is it Bowman?
He should have kept calling her a white supremacist.
You white supremacist. You white supremacist.
Call me the N-word.
It's like the N-word. Go on and call me the N-word. Come on, Marjorie. You bad. Come on.
Yeah.
And dare her. He probably would have got it out of her because she that knuckleheaded.
Ooh, he would have got it out of her. It would have been like that movie. Did you order the Code Red? No, son, we do things. Did you order the Code Red?
You want me to stay on that wall.
No, you want me on that wall. You need me on that wall. Did you order the Code Red? Son, there's things that we have to do. Did you order the Code Red? That would have been her.
And he didn't even realize he just messed up on himself. That's how prideful he was. She is.
He should have got her.
Dang, Bowman.
White supremacist.
White supremacist.
White supremacist.
White supremacist.
White.
You are white supremacist. And the whole audience would have froze like, and the news people would have been like, it'd be slow motion.
What would Comover say?
I don't know.
I've never used that word. She was
Marjorie,
wrong for that.
Marjorie was wrong for that. That was a nasty woman at that time.
Nasty.
She a nasty woman.
Nasty. Michael Jackson was a friend of mine. And Snoop Dogg was at one point.
What's the rapper he pardoned?
And Lil Wayne is I talked to Lil Wayne yesterday. And Kodak Black.
Yep.
That's a nasty word, Marjorie.
Nasty word. You shouldn't have used it. I think I heard Bowman is not a bad guy.
We use that in private. That was wrong, Marjorie. You don't do that to them in their face. Oh. I don't like people to call me Orange Nixon in front of my face.
Exactly. I'll tear them up. I'll rip them up. Okay. Whew,
if I was him, I would have tripped you down the stairs.
That would have been a moment.
Man.
People need to play her game. She's just losing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Emerald says, hey, ladies.
Hey,
Wendy
everybody.
says, hey, girls.
Hey, everybody.
And then they say hi to each other.
Okay.
So that's Marjorie Taylor Greene, y'all. She got in a confrontation, a shout match with Representative Jamal Bowman. And AOC was, it ain't working, Miss Silly. She was there. And Santos was, why didn't he say nothing? He ain't saying nothing.
In trouble.
Santos is staying out of it.
That's why he was like, it ain't worth it.
It ain't
I'm in trouble right now.
So we supposed to close the borders. What did he say?
I don't know.
His name is Santos, for
Don't
God's
nobody
sake.
want to hear what he has to say because he's in trouble.
All right.
Go ahead.
Well, speaking of nutty buddies, are truckers really boycotting Florida over Governor DeSantis' immigration policies? They've been showing on TikTok.
What's going on?
They have been showing on TikTok. Let me see if this will show it. Because you know these things don't never show when I want it to play.
Or they'll freeze up.
They've been showing on TikTok and Instagram and all of these that the truckers are the Latino
truckers
are boycotting. They not bringing stuff to Florida.
Oh my!
And a lot of the shelves are empty in the grocery stores.
Oh, see how boycotting works, you guys.
So here we go. Here, hold on. How to do it?
Think about that. Do you honestly believe that's credible? So this is 2006. I'm a junior officer. Do you honestly think that they would have remembered me from Adam? Of course not. They're just trying to get into the news because they know people like you will consume it because it fits your preordained narrative that you're trying to spin. Focus on the facts and stop worrying about narrative. How would they know me?
All right,
about that.
That's when he went off on them for saying about the guys in Guantanamo Bay, the one that y'all know what I'm talking about. That he had something to do. I can't turn it off. Anyway, this thing. Okay. That he had something to do with that, but that's something different.
Okay.
But anyway,
he's always in the news.
He is always in the news.
So the truckers,
it says in recent days, social media has been flooded with videos of truck drivers claiming they are boycotting Florida after the state's governor, Ron DeSantis, signed into law a strict immigration enforcement bill. According to social media posts, truckers across the United States had decided to deliveries to the Sunshine State, citing the tough immigration policy. One TikToker who made a video about his own concerns about the law told The Independent that he thought thousands of truckers were participating. They were showing the stores that didn't have anything on the shelves and all kind. Like here it is. Look.
Ooh, because of the truckers not delivering.
Look.
But is that because of the truckers not delivering? They're not just showing something from the old history.
No. Is this
historically?
Show? Okay.
No groceries. Sad, these truckers. Oh.
So they are really boycotting him.
Here's the thing, though. I'm so glad that
works.
They are bringing back how important and how strong boycott is.
Yep.
People don't realize that there's power in numbers.
Yep.
When you get a number of people to boycott something that is not fair, that's, whatever it is. We did that in Mama and them did that in the civil rights movement.
Yeah,
they boycott when they didn't go on the buses and all of the money. It hurt the pocket.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Spanish language social media has exploded with Latino truck drivers calling for a boycott and refusing to take shipments into Florida. Things are about to get interesting.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah. And that's why I'm saying that'll show him that I'm sorry, dude. You and your powertrain that you're on, you got to slow down. You really do. People are not going to want you as president.
Mm-hmm.
That's the problem too. They're seeing little bits and pieces of how you act as a governor.
Yep.
Imagine that magnified as a commander-in-chief.
It says anti-immigrant policies reap what they sow. DeSantis, Florida is about to find that out. The U.S. has such deep needs right now, particularly in labor. Yet policymakers take our immigrant communities for granted. No mas. Time to stop biting the hand that feeds.
And that's the hand that's feeding.
Then we keep talking about migrant workers and stuff.
Yes, that's the hand. They are involved in so many areas. It's a domino effect too.
And remember I said there's a way that you can treat people, because I told you there's no room in the inn.
Right, it is.
But there's a way that you can treat people by not having room for them versus treating people like they animals or something. Like putting them in cages.
Let them,
like what Trump
always
did.
make them know they matter. They matter. We're trying to work this out. You matter.
You matter, but you have to understand we have homeless people here.
Yeah.
So we got to take care of them. If you talk to people and explain that to people, they may turn around and say, how can we help?
Yeah.
Like, what can we do so I can stay and you can still fix your homeless problem?
Yeah.
Okay, well, are you guys able to help us go out and feed the homeless and make sure that they have clothes and make sure that they do this? You never know. Some migrant workers be like, yes, if I can stay here and that gives me a job, I can do that all day. I'll do that.
I know in Chicago area, because our weather is so cold in the winter time versus Florida and California, which is year round opportunities for unfortunately homeless people to be comfortable,
right.
which is unfair still. Some of the people, they'll pull together community organizations and groups and even individuals and buy a hotel for them.
Right.
For them to stay some few nights when it's like below zero and stuff.
Why are they not reaching out to the Spanish community?
I don't know.
Why is Chicago, I don't even know what's the percentage of Latino people in Chicago? It gotta be high.
I don't know. It's not as high as our area where we live now.
Remember, you doing legal.
Legal what?
That's only people that's being counted.
No, but we still got a high percentage of the legal ones, of people that they come in the country legally. It's still a large percentage here where we live.
Well, as of 2021, the ethnic makeup population is 29.8% Hispanic.
In Chicago?
It's way more than that. In Chicago.
I don't think it's way more than that. I don't think it's as much as you think it is, because most of them migrate up here in these areas, in the suburbs, because there's more jobs. You got more jobs in the suburbs.
All right. It says the racial component, the largest is 45% white. I don't believe that. In Chicago?
I don't believe that it's a large percentage of Hispanics as you think they are.
Oh.
Yeah. There's still a lot of blacks.
Yeah. You say black like comb over. Blacks. How you stress the word black.
Oh, I wasn't even thinking about that. Lord, no.
But anyway, so they boycotted DeSantis. Another thing DeSantis did is Florida Governor Ron DeSantis signs a bill banning DEI initiatives in public colleges. Florida Ron DeSantis signed a bill into law Monday banning the state's public college and universities for spending money on diversity, equity, and equality, and inclusion programs. He going a step further. So not only did he ban black studies, now he's saying, I don't even want anything that's diversity or equality or inclusion. And why is he doing this for college?
Why is no one challenging him? They're coming at Santos. They coming at Marjorie Taylor Greene. They're coming at Trump. Nobody has sat this man down and challenged him in a news thing. Since DeSantis, what are you doing?
The location of the bill signing is notably as DeSantis has targeted New College of Florida to put it in a more conservative direction. Earlier this year, he appointed 6 new members to the school board of trustees, putting conservative allies in control of the board. He accused the school's leadership of overemphasizing this diversity thing, critical race theory, which is what we said he kicked us out, and gender ideology, which he characterized as not what a liberal arts education should be. What does he think a liberal arts education should be then?
This is liberal, dude.
DeSantis said Monday that he views the DEI initiatives as discriminatory practice. This bill says that the whole experiment with DEI is coming to an end in the state of Florida. We are eliminating DEI programs.
I think if there's a way for people to boycott or do what the truckers are doing, where it's going to squeeze and hurt this leader because he crazy.
Texas has been working to do a similar bill, banning DEI programs in its own state universities. Abbott follows everything DeSantis
He
does.
does.
What is he? Is that like his little brother?
Mhm.
Is he Spanky?
Same
And
mind.
this is the
Same mind, same thought.
is this the Little Rascals?
Y'all people of color, y'all better get on the bandwagon and start boycotting and doing what these truckers are doing. Do something. Your leadership needs to stand up. They're trying to erase everything that we stand for in history.
And then to try to and get rid of diversity teaching.
What does diversity means? It's everybody is exclusive, and you're inclusive. I don't get it.
Why is that bad?
What is wrong with him?
And let me share, y'all. Y'all always see I have a
Go ahead.
I always have my
A word of wisdom.
No, my conspiracy.
Oh, go ahead.
Take your time.
Take your time.
I think DeSantis is a plant. I think DeSantis.
A plant.
I think my mother laughing. I think. Listen to my theory, Mom.
Please clear this one up.
I think DeSantis is really with Donald Trump, and because remember, DeSantis called on Donald Trump to help him win his election, right? And I think behind the scenes, Donald Trump said, I'm going to run again for president of the United States. And I need an opponent. I need somebody that I can battle against. And you got to look so bad. You got to look like bad cop. So when I come in with my comb over, I look like I'm here to save the day. You got to look so bad that Republicans will be like, there's no way the country will vote for him. He's too extreme. We got to put Trump as our Republican nominee.
But even if you go that way, he's actually passing laws.
But he believes
not
the
just
stuff.
talking
No,
about
he
it.
believes the things he's doing. But I believe he doesn't want to be president. I believe he wants to be the president of Florida, not the United States of America.
With the way
And Trump lives in Florida. And I bet you they've had conversations. You can bury your wife here in Mar-a-Lago and you won't get taxed.
For some reason, I thought you were going on aside from that, I thought you were still going down the road that he may even be his vice president.
No. I think he's good cop, bad cop.
He likes to stay the governor.
He's so bad that the Republicans will say, there's no way the country would vote for him. Absolutely no way. How could this man win as president of the United States around the country? Not Florida, the country. Between him and Trump, I hate Trump, but I got to vote for DeSantis. Think about the ladies on The View that's conservative.
Yeah.
What are they going to do? DeSantis or
pulling their
Trump?
hair out.
Which one?
Anna's like the worst of two evils.
Which one, Anna? Which one? He just passed the law that says DEI, diversity. I don't want it. I don't want any black stuff taught in the schools. The immigrants closed the border, so now the immigrants the Latino community hates them, and they're boycotting. The truckers are boycotting. I am bad cop. You want me, Anna, or you want comb over?
You called him Terminator 2.
Who's a clown? You want the clown, or
they
you want me?
They don't have to vote for either one. They can write in the person they want.
No, they're Republican.
No, they can still do what McCain's wife did. They can still do what Colin Powell did. When they jumped off the Republican bandwagon and they voted Democratic.
But hold on, it gets better. McCain's wife voted Biden. Biden was friends with McCain.
Yeah.
So that's not hard for her.
I think Anna would still vote for Biden versus those two clowns.
You really think so?
Yeah. Because they feel like we still got the representation in the House. We still got representation in the Supreme Courts. So remember when before Combe-Over got out, he did what the Republicans wanted him to do. They wanted the larger numbers for the Senate and all of that. President, they got enough people to push the president still in the direction that they want to go.
Mm-hmm.
If I was a Republican, because we are neither political party,
right?
But if I right now was a strong Republican, I wouldn't vote for neither one of them. I would vote for Biden.
I'm just saying.
I would vote for Biden. I would do what McCain's wife did.
I don't think they will
did when
because you got to
Obama.
understand. A lot of Republicans, it's not about Trump. It's about him upholding the things they want. I can't put Biden because if another Supreme Court justice leaves, he's gonna put a Democrat there.
I get what you're saying.
I can't.
But
I believe in pro-life. I can't put a Democrat there.
I get what you're saying, but a lot of times, like I even think a lot of conservative Christians, they're really at a crossroad because they don't know which way to go with this one.
DeSantis.
They may lean towards DeSantis, but if he continues doing what he's doing with race, ethnicity,
they don't care about that.
Well, a lot of Hispanics are Republicans. Yes, they do care.
Right, but you said Christians.
Christians. They are. A lot of them don't believe in abortion. A lot of them are
That's
spiritual.
why they'll vote for DeSantis. DeSantis. Okay, Trump said, I believe in abortion in case of the R word, incest, or the mother's health.
Right.
DeSantis says, I don't believe in it at all. I don't in any of those. Who you think Christians gonna vote for? DeSantis.
They may still go against their party. I don't know. That's a tough one. But for you to think that he could be a plant,
I think he's a plant.
I don't know.
What do you think, Mom? Mama said he might be. See, you laughed at me at first when I first said it. I think he's working with Trump. Because don't he look bad, Mom? He makes Trump look good.
That's something to think about.
Right? He makes Trump look good.
I don't even know if he's that smart to do that.
No, he's smart. DeSantis is smart.
No, I'm saying I don't know if he feels that that's a smart move.
Not if he doesn't want to be president. If he don't want to be president.
How do you know? He hasn't said he wasn't running.
No, if he does run.
Oh, you saying even though he's running,
he don't want to be president? Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
All right, y'all. I'm telling y'all.
Let's keep this on the table and
keep an eye on that.
See where it goes.
I'm telling y'all, this man don't want to be president. He wants to stay in Florida where he has more power. He won't have power as president because the Democrats will keep him tied up on everything.
And let's see how he behaves after that strike. Because he's going to have a lot of Floridians, is that what you say? Mad at him.
Well, he'll probably figure out something.
Shelves are empty and they can't get water or whatever foods are coming on those trucks.
No, he'll probably replace them with
we could see. With
other truckers.
Boycott can hurt you.
It can unless somebody pivots. If he pivots and gets other truckers, he's good.
Okay.
Then he's a savior then. See? And you still didn't need the migrants. You see what I'm saying?
We'll see.
I'm telling you, he wants to stay in Florida. This man is doing too much. He does not want to be president of the United States. He wants to stay in Florida where he has more power. He just appointed, you saw what I just said, he appointed people on the board of this college. He's done other things that he's put into place. He's after Disney World, for God's sakes. This man wants to stay in Florida and cause damage.
Let's see where this goes.
All right. Wendy says, what a negative energy he has. I agree. Emerald says, to most people, diversity means people of color. Yeah, we know that. And Wendy says, hey, Mom.
Hello.
She says, hello. All right, y'all. So let's keep track and see what happens with this.
Okay.
Class action lawsuit against Wells Fargo gets support from former San Francisco mayor and civil rights attorney. Now, you heard about this, right? Mm-mm. Ben Crump was on TV talking about this class action lawsuit.
With the Wells Fargo?
Mm-hmm. Civil rights attorney Benjamin Crump joins the fight against San Francisco-based Wells Fargo. Now, we got to remember, this is San Francisco, okay? Wells Fargo as allegations against the nation's largest mortgage lender grow. A class action lawsuit is accusing Wells Fargo of racism for denying mortgage loans to non-white applicants. And we know this is true because we heard an attorney, we won't mention her name, that told us that this is true.
No, it was another group. It wasn't Wells Fargo.
But they suing somebody else, NAACP.
Should I say the other group that they found some issues with?
No, if she told you not to.
No, they never said not to. But I think it was in the law. I think it was in the news.
You sure?
It was the insurance company.
If it's not in the news, don't say nothing.
I think it's in the news.
Oh, well, go ahead then.
State Farm.
Okay.
State Farm has had some issues.
So former Sam, now watch. Somebody say that wasn't in the It don't matter.
Well, State Farm.
I'm at the NAACP in Chicago,
whether
and that wasn't
or not.
Right.
They've had concerns like
and
this.
it's not like we got a lot of people watching. How many we got? All right.
You'd be surprised.
Former San Francisco Mayor Willie Brown also joined the fight Wednesday. I told him I am going to sue you. I don't know how I am going to do it, and said choked up plaintiff Aaron Braxton, remembering what he told a Wells Fargo representative. I am going to sue you because I know I'm not the only one. It ended up being a class action lawsuit.
A lot of these companies, that's one of the things the documentary was that I told you about to watch as far as Black in this country and to be an American. There's a systemic.
Systemic. Okay.
Is that the word?
Okay.
Racism within companies and organizations when it comes to people of color.
Right.
Yeah.
Braxton is one of the named plaintiffs in the class action lawsuit against Wells Fargo. Braxton says he was one of many who wanted to refinance their homes during the early stages of the pandemic, but instead Braxton was given the runaround. Braxton, the other plaintiffs, and the attorney say they were discriminated against, citing a Bloomberg News report as evidence. Black people in particular were trying to refinance their home, and they were being approved at a rate of 47%. Other banks were approving Black Americans for refinance during the early stages of the pandemic, and 2020 at a rate of 71%, said lead attorney Dennis Ellis. White Americans at Wells Fargo were being approved for loans at a rate of 72%. And so there was this dynamic where Black Americans who are attempting to refinance their homes to lower interest rates were being denied at record rates. And that was concerning.
Yeah.
Ellis says more than 750,000 customers may have similar experiences.
That's a lot of people. And the sad thing about it is that, is this written in their policy to do this to people of color? How do they know as a worker there to give her 20, give her 70? Where's that coming from? Do they have their little meetings on the side? Is this written somewhere? Can HR go and say, what y'all doing? You just talk amongst yourselves to say, if she's a Black family, give her a lower percentage. I'm curious. That just bugs me.
We are here on this day, the 69th anniversary of Brown versus the Board of Education, the civil rights case in the 20th century, Crump said. Now we're fighting the 21st century civil rights struggle.
We're still fighting.
Ellis says case management conference before a judge is set for May 25th. Isn't that crazy?
We've come, how many years? And we're still fighting. And this is hidden. Remember I told you that the news thing that showed the families, Black families purchasing homes and refinancing their homes, and they would have problems. And then the one Black couple, they knew a white couple, they used them to do the deal for them.
Oh, yeah, so they can get in the house.
Well,
of course, Wells Fargo says, in a statement to ABC 7 News, San Francisco-based Wells Fargo said, we are confident that we follow relevant government-sponsored enterprise guidelines in our decision-making and that our underwriting practices are consistently applied regardless of a customer's race or ethnicity. These allegations against Wells Fargo stand in stark contrast to the company's significant and long-term commitment to closing the minority home ownership gap. Now, you know T.D. Jakes was on The Breakfast Club, and he just entered in a deal with Wells Fargo. And they are giving him, I can't remember the amount.
What is the deal about?
It was like $1 billion or something.
For what, though?
To put into communities and build businesses, the actual buildings, the breaking ground of the buildings. So
what kind of businesses? Like what Wells
Black
Fargo
businesses,
does?
Black businesses.
Okay.
So Charlemagne asked him, what does he think about them, the lawsuit, about along those lines. Well, about Wells Fargo being racist and stuff. And he said, that's something that's separate to deal with. He just know he gonna take that money and put it into the community.
What's meant for evil, God meant for good.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I don't care what your purpose is.
Mm-hmm.
You could be throwing money to him because you like, y'all, we don't want this pure racist. I'm going to take your money and I'm going to put it in the community and I'm going to build the black community. Thank you. Mm-hmm. Thank you. Now, as far as you being sued, that don't got nothing to do with me. Mm-hmm. But I'm going to take your money.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. And do good with it because I'm a man of God and a man that hears from God.
Now, see, some stupid black people wouldn't.
I don't want nothing to do with them.
Right.
They just messed up.
I ain't taking no money from no racist.
This is a good story because it does make you think, okay, there's other companies that are doing some unethical things.
Thank you.
And then, too, people probably saying they're trying to cover up their mess.
Okay.
That's why they're giving it to this well-known black minister.
Thank you.
So they can show people, we're not racist here. We help everyone.
And I'm going to take your $1 billion and I'm going to put it into the black community and I'm going to build businesses. Mm-hmm. Now, you and your lawsuit that you got going on don't have nothing to do with me.
But it just hurts me again how some of these corporations, these companies, where is this written for these workers to do these to these families? Right. I don't understand that.
All right.
Go ahead.
All right, Jay Morant. Ja, I keep calling him Jay.
Not Jay.
It's Ja. Okay. Ja Morant's family.
Is that short for Jamal or something?
I don't know. I think that's his name, Ja.
Oh.
5 fast facts you need to know. Real quick, because do you know that this dude, let me just say this. Remember I told y'all.
Talked a little bit about
Remember I told y'all last time that not yesterday, the day before, where I said he don't want to be in the NBA. Remember I said that.
Sense that, yeah.
I was coming from a different standpoint because everybody kept saying he was stupid and this and that. I don't think he's stupid. I think he knows exactly what he's doing. Okay. And I don't think he wants to be in the NBA. And I think he can't walk away. So he has to be thrown out. So let me do everything in the world. So it's like a boyfriend who a lot of guys, when they don't want to be in a relationship anymore, they just start acting up.
Yeah, they do. They not nice.
They don't have the backbone to break up. Leave. They don't have the backbone.
They trying to push you out.
This not working. So they rather just sit around in their underwear.
Don't buy you gifts.
Don't do nothing.
Taking you out like they used to.
Ignore you.
Yeah.
Pick
so
arguments.
You be a bad boyfriend.
And then you say, you know what? You can get out of here.
I'm out of here. I don't want to be with you anymore.
And when you say that,
that's what they want.
He already has a bag already packed in the back of the closet. He's been waiting for you to say that.
Release me and let me go.
That's Ja Morant.
Okay.
I believe that. And let me tell you why. Shaq showed him. Remember we was talking about all the stuff he did. The waving the gun and then getting suspended 8 games. Then he comes back 3 weeks later and he's waving a gun again. Mm-hmm. And now they trying to figure out what to do with him. Mm-hmm. The commissioner, the one that looks like the vampire.
Okay. NBA.
The NBA commissioner, he's a vampire.
The dark hair. Don't know why.
No, he's bald. He looks like a vampire.
I was like, which one is he?
The vampire. Okay. Remember with Kyrie Irving? I said he sucked his blood and made him come back.
Okay.
So the vampire was on television and saying he was so disappointed in Ja because he sat across from him and he felt like he was sincere when he said he learned his lesson and he's going to take time off and stay away from everybody and just kind of be to himself and grow and take the 8-game suspension. Yeah, I've learned my lesson.
Forgive me, I have sinned.
I've learned my lesson. So he felt he was sincere. And then 3 weeks later, he in the car waving a gun again. So
you got fooled. Ha ha.
Exactly. Shaq was talking about this and they had him in a club.
Who was they?
Somebody was videotaping him at a club. While the commissioner just got through saying, we got to come down harder this second time. He don't seem to take it serious.
Yeah.
Why is he at a club?
Because he ain't taking it serious.
He ain't taking it serious. He wants to be let go. I really believe that.
But the sad thing about it, and we all can sit here and say this, when this man don't see those checks coming in anymore.
Let me tell you why it don't matter.
Okay.
I think he got enough money. Facts about Ja Morant that we don't know. Well, this tells you his name right here. You just said it. Demetrius Jamil. So Ja. He has a little daughter.
She looks kind of old.
He has a little daughter.
Okay.
His sister, him and his sister both are athletic. They both play everything. Ja Morant's father, T. Morant, played college basketball but changed his career plans when his son was born. Remember we talked about that?
Yeah.
He not only played college. No, he played
college.
well if it's college or whatever.
Okay.
I thought it was pro. Somebody said it was pro, but I don't know. Anyway, when he got his mom pregnant and he left basketball.
Oh.
So we all know he living through his son. We all know that.
Right.
And I didn't know that his father, you know, and then it talks about that. And then we talked about before about his dad. What is it? Getting in an argument with Shannon.
Yeah.
He's involved. He goes to every game. And he's too involved, if you ask me. Number 2, Ja Morant's mother.
She played
basketball in high school.
So they're both athletes.
And college softball.
So both of his parents are athletic.
Yes. And the thing I dislike about his mom is she was the one, I don't know if people remember a few months ago, there was a basketball mom, a mom of an NBA basketball player who was at a shoe store. And she got in an altercation with a young, I think he was 15-year-old shoe salesman. So first of all, how you a grown woman get in an altercation with a 15-year-old boy? So that's number 1.
That shows your character there.
She accused him of putting 2 white women ahead of her while they was buying shoes.
Oh, it's almost like, don't you know who I am kind of attitude?
And then when it was her turn, the shoe she wanted and the size, it was gone.
Okay.
So she got mad and got in an altercation with him.
Gone, like purchased?
Purchased, gone.
Okay. How she know that?
He probably told her. He probably told her that they gone.
He just sold it. Okay.
And probably sold it to the white ladies. That's probably what made her mad. So then she said she got in an altercation with him and said, I'm going to call my son. So she called this dumb Negro.
Why would you call your son?
Who came down there, who waves a gun around.
Thank you.
Who came down there with his ghetto friends?
What was your goal there? What was the agenda?
Why are you calling your son NBA son?
Yes, where you know, that's just say for sake of argument. He comes, he gets in a ruffle, boom, boom.
Thank you.
He injured, beat up. He may even get
That's what people said. Not only could he have injured the boy who was a teenager, he could have injured himself, and he's an NBA basketball player.
And she as an athlete,
she called him to come there.
A mother athlete should know your son needs to be distanced from any physical harm that can come to him.
Right.
I
have a problem. I already have a problem with the father getting into it with Shannon. And I already got a problem with her.
I don't understand the dynamics of his family.
So Ja Morant's father put him through intense training sessions in their backyard, and he sometimes played with his sister. Intense training sessions.
So he was a Michael Jackson father.
I'm telling y'all,
Joe Jackson.
He was living through, and the daughter. What's the chances of both of them playing at a high level?
Wow, is she good though?
She good too. She in college, playing college level.
Okay, and with mom and dad as athletes, you tend to kind of go that way too.
Ja Morant's parents are supportive of him, and his father addressed his March 2023 suspension.
Are they going to be?
I know they did everything I asked of them and raised me and my little sisters pretty much the right way. This is Ja. For me to be in the news for the wrong reasons, I know it hurt them, but it hurt me even more because I feel like I let them down. I let them down.
They was pressuring him.
I'm telling y'all.
Put on the pressure.
This boy does not want to play.
But why, again, going back to the mom, if that's true, why would she call her son down for some kind of, that's so ignorant.
His father, who wore a shirt with his son and the word redemption on it, Morant's first game back with suspension, said he blamed himself for Morant's actions. I blame myself because that's my son. When I say I would die for my kids, I would die for my kids. Now, has the world thought about that or thought like that? Anything my kids does, I'm going to blame myself. That's what he said. Why would you say that? That's a grown man. He's grown. He's 23, 24. He's grown.
And the scary thing about
I'm telling y'all.
Let's see how true this is. Because when your son walks away from the NBA, you going to blame yourself, Dad?
John Morant is the father of a girl named Kyrie Jaden, I think, Morant, who is sometimes at the NBA games.
So he has a daughter.
He has a little daughter.
Yeah, maybe
he became father for the first time in 2019, and his now ex-girlfriend, KK Dixon, gave birth to their daughter on August 7, 2019. On November 16, 2021, he opened up about his daughter, writing on Twitter, she was the best thing to ever happen to me.
It's unfortunate that the baby's mother is not still in his life. Something happened there. That's not good either. Because usually they hang on. They got a child from you. He's playing pro.
When it was her first birthday, the Grizzly star said it was tough to miss it because of the NBA bubble. I wasn't in a good mood at all. See, what okay. A birthday and you playing? I'm telling you he don't want to play, y'all. Mm-hmm. I'm telling y'all.
She got the mother developed a
Oh, yeah, at around 31 weeks.
Carrying that baby.
She had convulsive seizures and nearly died and had to have an emergency delivery after just 7 months.
That's a miracle, baby. Wow. Okay. Well, all we can do is say a prayer for him and his family, that God gives him some direction on where to go, that even through this, that he even...
A year after his daughter's birth, Dixon decided to launch an initiative with the foundation called I Wish I Knew campaign. I am not trying to frighten anyone. I believe knowledge is power. Why is she doing it and not him? Why is she opening up a foundation? Why he not?
I don't know.
The
family is just all over the place. I think it's just time for him to sit down, though. And his parents, they're not being role models to him.
There it is. John Morant allegedly threatened a 17-year-old shoe salesman after a quarrel with Morant's mother. He's trying to hurt me.
And that boy probably didn't even do nothing.
No, the camera showed nothing.
So she acting like a black Karen.
And that's what brought him down there with the gun. See, thinking somebody trying to hurt his mom.
She's going to get her son's life taken away if she doesn't keep acting like a mom.
That's what I'm saying. Okay. But I don't think he wants to play, y'all.
We'll see where that goes, too. So these are two things that you predicted today.
We'll see.
We'll see where it goes.
I got all my little predictions going.
I know.
Giuliani accused of offering to sell Trump pardons for $2 million each in a new lawsuit. So not only does he have the lawsuit we talked about yesterday, or is it the day before yesterday? I can't remember. About the woman saying that he abused her, his worker.
Allegedly.
Now we have Giuliani accused of offering to sell Trump pardons for $2 million.
When he becomes president.
No, when Trump was president.
Oh.
A woman who said she worked for Rudy Giuliani during the last 2 years of Trump administration alleged in a wide-ranging lawsuit that Giuliani, the former president's personal attorney, discussed selling presidential pardons.
Wow.
And detailed plans to overturn the 2020 election results.
That selling... Of course, Trump is he's in the hood, streets. That's a good way to make money.
In a 70-page complaint filed in state court in New York on Monday, Noelle Dunphy said that after Giuliani hired her in January 2019, he sexually assaulted and harassed her, refused to pay her wages, and often made the sexist racist. Remember that. Mm-hmm. Dunphy, who is seeking $10 million in compensation and punitive damages, said Giuliani had hired her for $1 million a year in addition to expenses and pro bono legal representation for a domestic abuse case against a former partner. But after she was hired, Giuliani kept her employment secret and paid her only $12,000 and reimbursed some of her business expenses, owing her $1,988 on unpaid wages. Okay. She said she was fired in January of 2021.
Wow. I want my money that you was going to get me under the table.
So now she mad. See, that's why I told you why she didn't say nothing. Because she's just as bad as he is.
Yeah.
She's just as bad as him. All this stuff he was doing, she was taking it. And then when he gave her $12,000 and told her to get the heck out of there, she went, You mean to tell me I sold my soul to the devil?
You mean to tell
and all
me?
you giving me is $12,000?
You know what? They probably sitting with her doing a plea deal. They probably getting, we'll give you this if you tell us everything what that man did. Because they really trying to get him.
Oh, you right.
They do that. They give you plea deals. What are they offering
because
you?
she would be in trouble too if she came forward.
She's in trouble too. But they want the bigger person.
A spokesperson for former President Donald Trump 2024 campaign did not immediately respond to a response for a comment about the lawsuit.
We'll see where that goes.
The complaint alleges that another person was present for that conversation. And that Dumfries' attorneys would like to speak to this guy, Parnas, about it. He wanted $2 million to a pardon. Hours before he left office in 2021, Trump pardoned 74 people and commuted the sentences of 70 others.
Wow, they would have made a lot of money if they was charging for pardons. Think about it. You get me out of jail, I pay you $2 million.
Can you imagine that? Giuliani's New York law license was suspended in June after a state appeals court ruled that he made demonstrably false and misleading statements about voter fraud in 2020.
If they can get him on more than that, that's even better, but that's enough to get him.
Last year, attorneys for Giuliani were informed that he was a target of a criminal probe in Georgia, looking into efforts by Trump and his allies to overturn the 2020 election.
Okay.
She alleged that Giuliani said he was selling pardons and discussing plans to overturn the 2020 election, but did not say those remarks were recorded.
Okay, that was a correction.
That's a correction.
Okay.
She got to prove the case.
Yeah, and they probably gave her a deal.
And I bet you they probably ain't going to be able to prove that. I bet you, because Trump they can't never get him on nothing.
No, they trying. This man, he's just slipping away.
And if he did do it, he'll say, what's wrong? Where does it say I can't get $2 million to do a pardon?
Oh, I tell you.
Is there a law?
He makes his own law.
But is there a law that says a president can't get money for doing a pardon?
He is what's that word? A swindler, a gangster boy for sure.
Is there a law says
that's
a president...
That's why we act so like...
Is there a law that says a president cannot receive money for giving somebody a pardon?
I don't know. And he finds loopholes, even not paying his federal taxes.
A Michigan boy describes using a slingshot to stop his sister's kidnapping. My mother wanted me to do this story. Owen Burns, a 13-year-old Michigan boy, is being credited with saving his sister's life after he fended off a would-be kidnapper by shooting him with a slingshot. The Michigan State Police said an 8-year-old girl in the township of northern Michigan was hunting for mushrooms in her yard.
Wow.
Her own yard. Backyard. Earlier this month, when a 17-year-old boy appeared from the woods nearby, the boy covered the girl's mouth and attempted to kidnap her. Owen Burns told the national press, NPR, in an interview that he heard his sister scream and looked out the window to see her being attacked.
Oh, wow.
Burns grabbed his slingshot.
Like David.
Like David in the Bible. And went outside against Goliath. He said in his shot, he shot his sister's attacker twice. Once with the green marble and once with the gravel rock.
That marble did something.
Oh, man. What happened? Oh, I shot him in the head. And chest. And she starts running, Byrne recounted. I said, it's all right. He can't hurt you now. Margaret Burns, the mother of the two children, said her daughter was still processing what happened, but was doing well. Michigan State Police First Lieutenant John Grimshaw called Burns' actions extraordinary and said he likely prevented his sister from being harmed further during the May 10th incident.
Oh, that's wonderful.
He was David and Goliath.
He didn't take no chances.
He really is the one that I believe saved his sister. What'd you say, Mom?
He shot directly to him.
He hit him in the head and the chest.
Yeah. They later found the person.
What does it say?
Police later found the suspect hiding at a nearby gas station, suffering from injuries consistent with being hit by the slingshot. Marble here
and in his chest. A marble.
What did also help us to identify who the suspect was, because obviously he had injuries from getting hit with the slingshot. And those were things that helped us eventually wise to identify who it was. So that was very valuable too. That was good.
Authorities charged a 17-year-old with 1 count of attempted kidnapping, child enticement, 1 count of attempted assault to do great bodily harm less than murder, and 1 count of assault and battery. Owen said he'd heard from some well-wishers who called him a hero and compared the incident to underdog story of David versus Goliath. Owen wasn't always allowed to use the slingshot at home because he would occasionally break things.
Okay.
But Margaret said she was glad her son picked it up when he did and called his actions that day very impressive.
Can you imagine a marble coming at you really hard? That was good because it helped them locate the guy. I love it.
And he hit him in the head.
Yes.
So he was David and Goliath. He was saving his sister.
He aimed really well. He aimed at that man.
I think God helped him.
That's beautiful. He saved his
God
sister.
made him David, a modern day David.
Yes. Getting that giant, hurting his sister. People would give their lives for their family members and loved ones.
And who would think about using a slingshot?
I know. He can't use a gun. I guess he uses what he practices with. That was good because he got him in the head.
Same as David. And Goliath failed and he hit him right where he needed to hit him.
Imagine David and that big old giant. That's
Also, can you imagine David with the lion in the back?
Oh yeah, the lion, David and the lion.
Yes, tearing his head up.
Let's
wonderful, wonderful.
Mike says, Imperk says, hi ladies, hi everyone. Hey Mike. Mike says, good things his parents were not worried about him putting his eyes out. No, they said he was. They said she didn't want him playing with the slingshot because he was breaking stuff around the house. Mm-hmm. But he didn't listen to her. He kept playing with his slingshot.
He figured, I play with it, I know it. This is going to help me try to get rid of that man.
Yep.
Thank you.
All right. I think that's it.
That's good. You didn't help your sister.
I'll mention real quick. Mm-hmm. Hannity is supposed to take Tucker Carlson's place, Mom.
Well, he has his own show, don't he?
No, that time slot. That's a good time slot. So they want to put.
So glad
they want to put Giant Head Hannity in that spot where Tucker Carlson was.
That's Trump's boyfriend still, right?
Oh,
is he still loving him and kissing his butt?
Yeah, that's his boyfriend.
Wow.
So that's the latest on it. We actually got through all the stories.
So we didn't do a donkey of the day, huh?
Donkey of the day was yesterday's story when we talked about that teacher using the N-word and the girl getting.
Oh, that was yesterday's story?
Yeah, we talked about that yesterday.
So he didn't do one today?
No, that was his donkey of the day.
Oh.
We talked about it yesterday, though.
Oh,
so we don't need to talk about it again.
Donkey.
Charlamagne the God's donkey of the day was the story we talked about yesterday.
Of that teacher,
the teacher using the N-word and the
who was the donkey?
Recording him.
The teacher?
Yes.
Okay.
He was the donkey the school. Charlamagne didn't believe that she should have been suspended.
Oh.
But I don't agree with him.
I don't.
There's part of me that agree with him and part that don't. Mm-hmm. I do agree that he says when they see injustice, what are they supposed to do? Mm-hmm. That's like when cops don't like when we tape. Mm-hmm. But we have to.
Yeah.
Even if the law says we can and we take a chance on getting arrested, we still got to tape.
Mm-hmm. But then it can't be used in the court if it's some places where it's illegal to record something.
But the reason why I disagree with him is because now every kid's going to be walking around trying to get injustice.
Even taking a chance of being suspended.
Exactly. Mm-hmm. So that's my thing.
I don't mind a suspension if I'm showing y'all injustice in our school.
Yeah. All right. So this thing went out. Okay. So don't forget to like.
It's plugged in.
It's the thing. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We're still on. Get our book, 100 Family-Friendly Jokes. And the description is in the link is in the description.
Okay.
And don't forget to join our club because we're going to be doing lives. That's not this.
We've been doing that on our own anyway, but that would be something we want to offer those who join as members.
All right, y'all. And that was another Woods Report.